Oh, look, I thought, look, congratulations to the AFL, obviously bringing awareness to the situation we're in at the moment with domestic violence. I think it's an incredible, gesture, I think, to bring awareness to that. So, I think it's all well done to parties involved. What we have to do now is get to work to make sure accountability and responsibility, make sure nothing further happens. So let's get to work as a community to make sure we work forward from that. Thanks.
Must be terribly disappointed, particularly with the start we've spoken about earlier in the week.
Yeah, it was frustrating, and 5 goals 5. We had to change the way we had to defend, and then we had to change the way we had to attack as a result of that. So, they just moved the ball. I think from 67% from D50 in the first quarter, and kicked 3 goals 3. So we just couldn't stem that. They moved the ball really well, obviously, as I said, and as a result, we just couldn't get our game up and going at any stage. So we had to change the way we did a couple of things and stem the bleeding somewhat, but we just couldn't get our offensive game up and going either. So, the game's relatively simple. If you get a front half game and we get it played the way we want it to be played, it's okay. Unfortunately, if we don't get the front half game, we've got to move the ball from the back half. We probably didn't do that well enough tonight. Or we definitely didn't do that well enough tonight. So, 2 phases that we normally reasonably at, we just couldn't get our game up and going at all. And all credit to Brisbane, they played really well.
A bit of like deer in headlight stuff, that, do you think? Like, because you obviously come in pretty confident that you could match it, and then... Yeah,
well, that, and also, I think I said, they've been under the pump this week, but also they're indicators. And, win-losses, don't get me wrong, we're measured by win-loss, but indicators are pretty prevalent in how a side's going. And sorry, any drinks? No. So their indicators are very good. There's some sides that are winning at the moment that, long term, they're probably not going to win, if that makes sense. This side is a good side that plays the game in a certain way, and their indicators are very, very strong. So, we just didn't come to play in that part of the game tonight, which is
Zorko was pretty impactful tonight. Did you think about putting someone on him or putting some time into him at all?
Well, I can put someone on Zorko, then I can put someone on this guy, and then someone on this guy, and someone on this guy, sort of thing. So, look, end of the day, Zorko's one player, had a great game, sort of thing. But from our point of view, there were holes everywhere. So we're just worried about what we were trying to do at that stage, and we'll worry about the opposition at its various stages. But tonight wasn't the night.
That front half part of your game you talked about, how easy they are to transition the ball. It seems like it would be a part that you would want to nail, like a part that you'd want to build your.
Well, we do. We're very good at it.
That must be.
Well, we're normally elite at it, and tonight we weren't, sort of thing. And we knew the way they wanted to play, and we knew how we had to defend, and we just couldn't get it done. To give up, like I said, 67%, 3 goals 3 in quarter one. You can either sit there and look at it and say, okay, we've got to make a change here. So, the game of AFL footy is like an arm wrestle, really. One's got, got the upper arm, and you've got to change a tactic, and we just tried to change, and unfortunately by changing one, we just couldn't quite capitalise on the other. So we sort of knew what we had to do. We stabilised, I reckon, behind the ball, but then we just couldn't get offensively any of our chances going along the line either.
You're obviously still trying to learn a lot about your team. You're making changes, bringing in kids, whatever. Is it still frustrating for you to see this ebb and flow so quite dramatically early in the season?
Well, I'm 8 games in. How smooth did you think it would be? Not. It's going to be up and down. Like, that's the reality of where we're at. I think I've said we just want to keep our head above water till halfway. We'll learn some lessons along the way. Runner-up last year, get belted by them, beaten by Sydney, top 4 side, beaten by GWS, top 4 side. So we're off those guys. We know where the gap is. We need to get it better. We'll beat the sides, I think, around us, absolutely. We need to start getting off the porch and, running with the big dogs. We're not off the porch yet.
Just around the theatre of this one, because probably of all the games this year, this was the one that's been built up, and you're saying it yourself earlier in the week. So to have the result you had, what do you think you learned, not tactically or structurally, but just maybe the players, with mindset-wise or psychologically, about these bigger bigger games?
Well, it's probably just at the end of the day, like that we got jumped. You know, they kicked 5 goals, 5 in the first quarter. We were on the back foot the whole way. We just couldn't, you know, get our game up and going, and they played really, really well. Generally, what happens, you know, when sides put under the pump through the week, you know, they're a proud footy club, well coached, well drilled, experienced. We just got jumped at the start, and we just couldn't catch up. Like the difference at the quarter time was 30 odd points, and it ended up 30 odd points. You know, the score probably flattered us, to be honest, sort of thing. So we'll probably never end the game after, you know, quarter time. So
What do you think they can learn from that to make sure they don't next
you
time?
learn a million different things. There's so many things we're learning along the way. So at the end of the day, it's, you know, absorbing the opposition's one wood at various stages and making sure that we can exert some, you know, presence going the other way. We spoke about their talent at various stages will ebb and flow, sort of thing. We just couldn't stop it, and we couldn't capture it and then go the other way. So there's a lot of things with momentum we can work on to get a hell of a lot better.
No injuries, really?
Just
Oh, I don't think so.
even just tactically.
Yeah, it was. We just had to make a change, and you know, he was quality kid. He is. He understood that. You know, our young kids probably looked young tonight, to be fair. So, got some work to do. Thanks.